This is not a late April Fool's joke. I repeat, this is not a late April Fool's joke. Synchron is truly back! Hey guys, Sonic Smash Bro here, and yeah! Finally, after over a year of waiting for a new skill actually worth something because Tech Genius expansion was a failure, we finally got something new for Synchron at the start of this month, basically. And, you ever feel like there's something you never knew you wanted until you actually got it? That's this skill in a nutshell. So, welcome aboard for Stardust Accel Synchron. Let's look at the brand new skill, Stardust Acceleration. You can use this skill's second and third effects once per duel if your extra deck contains Stardust Dragon. First effect, you cannot special summon any monsters from your extra deck except for Warrior, Junk, or Synchron monsters and Wind or Light monsters with a level. This does mean you can play fusion monsters, unfortunately, freaking invoked Mechaba, but nonetheless, this also means you can play any main deck monster in the game for some reason, Sky Striker, Nibiru. But anyway, the effects that matter. Reveal one Synchron monster in your hand and shuffle one card from your hand into the deck, then add one on your mark, get set Duel, or you know the Japanese name, Riding Duel Acceleration, from your deck to your hand. The third and final effect, send one card from your hand or field to the graveyard, then from outside of your deck, play Wheel Synchron, add Shooting Star Dragon, Junk Warrior, Junk Destroyer, Junk Archer, Stardust Warrior, and Jet Warrior to your extra deck, and send Formula Synchron, Sonic Chick, and Speed Warrior to your graveyard. These three monsters can also be special summoned. So let's look at some of these. We got a lot to go over before the main deck. For Wheel Synchron, if this card you control is used as a Synchron material, you can treat it as a non-tuner monster. I don't know how people keep forgetting about this. You can only use each of the following effects of Wheel Synchron once per turn. During your main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one level 4 or lower monster. Also, you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for Synchro monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Synchro monster you control, reduce its level by up to 4, and that persists between turns. Shooting Star Dragon. Once per turn, you can activate the top 5 cards of your deck, shuffle them back in, and maximum number of attacks per battle phase this turn equals the number of tuner monsters activated this way. Once per turn during either player's turn, except during the damage step, when a card effect is activated that will destroy a card or cards on the field, you can negate the effect if you do destroy that card. Once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can negate the attack by targeting that attacking monster and banishing this card. However, if you float into this from shooting Quasar Dragon, it will not return to the field, because during the end phase, you will special summon this card banished by its effect that's forced to activate. Again, unless you float into this from Quasar. Junk Destroyer. When this card is Synchro Summoned, you can target cards on the field up to the number of non-tuner monsters used for the Synchro Summon of this card. Destroy those targets. Junk Archer. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls. Banish it. During the end phase of this turn, return it to your opponent's side of the field in the same battle position. Junk Warrior, I'm gonna skip over for now for a reason. But now, Stardust Warrior. During either player's turn, if your opponent special summon monsters not through an effect, you can tribute this card, negate the summons, and if you do, destroy all those monsters at once. If it's a pendulum summon, that really ruins their day. During the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn successfully, you can special summon it from your graveyard. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this face-up card you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon a level 8 or lower Warrior Synchro monster from your extra deck, treat it as a Synchro summon, and they gave us Jet Warrior for this! What were they thinking? Speaking of Jet Warrior, if this card is Synchro Summon, which it always will be through Stardust Warrior, you can target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. If it's in your graveyard, you contribute a level 2 or lower monster, special summon this card in the defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. We just get so much out of this, it's ridiculous, and we're not even done! Formula Synchron. When this card is Synchro Summon, you can draw one card. Once per chain during your opponent's main phase, you can essentially Accel Synchro. Sonic Chick. This card cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster that has 1900 or more attack points. Not like it matters, because that's always going to be negated by Junk Synchron anyway. And the boy, the Speed Warrior. Once per battle step, if this card was normal summon this turn, except during the damage step, you can make its attack points become double its original attack points until the end of the battle phase. Classic. So finally, we get onto the main deck proper with Triple Junk Synchron. We're back to Triple Junk Synchron. When this card is normal summon, you can target level 2 or lower monster in the graveyard, special summon it in defense position, but effects are negated. I do run 2 effect failures in here. During your opponent's main phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard and target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls, and that face-up monster your opponent controls has its effects negated until the end of this turn. This is a quick effect. Double Jet Synchron, and yes, I chronicled 3 Junk Synchrons for this occasion. Anyway, Double Jet. If this card is sent to the grave as Synchron material, you can add a Junk monster from deck to hand. If it's in your graveyard, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. 1 Jet Synchron effect per turn, only once that turn. And we don't have Bond Eliminates to cheese this either. Not this time, not like we need it. Double Junk Converter. You can discard this card and the tuner. Add a Synchron from deck to hand. If it's sent to the grave as Synchron material, you can target a tuner in your graveyard, special summon it in defense, but it can't activate effects this turn. Each effect is once per turn. Very standard, very useful. And when we get Junk Speeder eventually, because we're still missing that unfortunately, we can use this as our way to play through hand traps if we open it. It's ridiculous. Flourish Synchron is in here for a reason. If this card is sent to the graveyard as Synchron material, you can special summon one level 2 or lower monster from your hand. There is a reason for this thing being here. We'll get to that later. But that's it for monsters. On to spells, no traps. Double Forbidden Lance. Target a face-up monster at the field until the end of this turn. It loses 800 attack points, but it's unaffected by the effects of other spell and trap cards. And the triple Cosmic Cyclone is back. Pay 1,000, target a spell or trap on the field and banish it. Back row hate is something we kind of have to max out on right now, because that is the one thing this skill does struggle with going second, is back row is a pain in the neck. On your mark, get set, duel, or riding duel acceleration, either name works. When this card is activated, if you control no other cards, you can add a Synchron monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn during your standby phase, place 1 signal counter on this card, essentially a speed counter in this case. You can remove 2 signal counters from your field, and send this face-up card to the graveyard. Draw 2 cards and send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, and you can only activate 1 on your mark, get set, duel per turn. We're sending this with the skill, let's be real here. So, that doesn't matter. The draw doesn't matter, it's just here to search. It's just here to unclog. Unfortunately, it's still in the freaking selection box. Super mini, so if you don't have it now, you only have 2 days as of recording this. Not even 2 days, like 47 hours, 46 hours. Make it count if you don't have it. Anyway, double Book of Eclipse. Change all face-up monsters on the field to face-down defense position. During the end phase of this turn, move as many face-down defense position monsters your opponent controls as possible face-up, and then they draw cards equal to the number of monsters flipped face-up by this effect. You can run Forbidden Droplet instead if you want to. I just think this is slightly more consistent. You do have to be careful though, because Quasar will lose its double attack if you didn't lance it first. Like within the chain, like chain 1 Eclipse, chain 2 Lance for example. And then target the Quasar. At that point it will lose double attack, which is really annoying, but what can you do? And lastly, the one time I actually think this card is better than tuning, Synchro Overtake. 2 of these. Reveal 1 Synchro monster in your extra deck. Choose 1 of the Synchro materials mentioned on it, and add to your hand or special summon that monster from your deck or graveyard. You are locked to Synchro monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this card, and 1 Synchro Overtake per turn. You really don't want to be playing tuning in this build. You'd rather go for Overtake, because if you only see your searcher, your tuning or your overtake, you say tuning for example. You tuning, you get your tuner, and then you mill on your mark, get set, duel. You don't know how many times I have had situations where things shouldn't happen, but they happen. I'm not risking it with tuning here. I'd rather just play overtake. So, on to the extra deck, with, of course, the Shooting Quasar Dragon. Must be Synchro Summon and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Maximum number of attacks per battle phase equals the number of non-tuner monsters used to Synchro Summon it. Once per turn during the player's turn, you have an Omni Negate, and when it leaves the field, you can special summon a Shooting Star Dragon from your extra deck, which we can actually do for once without needing to run it. It's so good. And our newest Synchro, Accel Synchro Stardust Dragon. I was hoping for Junk Speeder, but this works out in a way I never thought was possible. Anyway, if this card is Synchro summoned, you can special summon a level 2 or lower tuner monster from your graveyard. During the main phase, quick effect, you can tribute this card, special summon one Stardust Dragon from your extra deck treated as a Synchro summon, then, immediately after this effect resolves, Synchro summon using monsters you control as material multiple times if possible. For the rest of this turn, any monsters Synchro summoned by this effect are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Each effect is once per turn, but that unaffected Quasar on opponent's turn, that's huge. Next up, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Once per turn during either player's turn, when another monster's effect is activated, you can negate the activation if you destroy that monster, and if you do that, this card gains attack points equal to that destroyed monster's original attack points until the end of this turn. And more importantly, because people still don't read this, if this card battles a level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls during damage calculation, this card gains attack points equal to the current attack points of the opponent's monster it is battling during that damage calculation only, not once per turn. Read this effect, people. Seriously. Stardust Dragon, and of course I am bringing the full Starlight Stardust Dragon. You'd be out of your mind to think I'm not going to do that. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that destroy a card or cards in the field, you can tribute this card and get the activation if you do destroy that card, and during the end phase of this activated successfully, you can special summon it from your graveyard, the classic. Clearwing Synchro Dragon is in here for a reason, primarily in case we ever get Speeder. This is going to be one of our ways through hand traps to at least have an end board. Anyway, once per turn during the player's turn, when another level 5 or higher monster activates its effect on the field, you can get the activation if you destroy that monster. Once per turn during the player's turn, when a monster effect is activated that targets exactly one level 5 or higher monster on the field and no other cards, you can get the activation if you do destroy that monster. If either of this card's effects destroy the monster, this card gains attack points equal to that destroyed monster's original attack points until the end of this turn. So the targeting protection actually came up. You'll see what I mean. We do play a Junk Warrior in the extra deck. I have to clarify why. We need a Synchron to get the combo started, so we can get on your mark, get set duel, and pitch it with the skill. We have to pitch on your mark, get set duel every single time. So, if we only see Overtake, if we were not playing Junk Warrior, we'd have nothing. So, I run this just in case. If this card is Synchro summoned, it gains attack points equal to the total attack points of all level 2 or lower monsters you currently control. So nice to be playing Junk Warrior again. Now give me the alt art, please. I need it. Anyway, Mistworm. Yeah, this thing is insanely good for going second. Because if this card is Synchro summoned, target up to 3 cards your opponent controls, return those targets to the hand. This is where Sonic Chick actually matters, believe it or not. Stardust Charge Warrior. When this card is Synchro summoned, you can draw 1 card, and this effective Stardust Charge Warrior is once per turn. This card can attack all special summon monsters your opponent controls once each. It's here to draw, chain with Jet Synchron, and then just keep Synchro climbing. That's mainly what it's here for. Nothing else, really. And lastly, for an overtake target for a certain end board later, Chevalier de Fleur. Once during each of your turns, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card, you can negate the activation and destroy that card. Not bad, but it's here as an overtake target, nothing more. Now, once we get Junk Speeder, this is gone. We don't need this anymore. That's the one thing we're still missing is Junk Speeder. But anyway, there are so many alternatives you could run here. There's so many cards you could run here that I don't have time to go over all of them. It's stupidly flexible. It's just that good in that regard. Unfortunately, there's some unintended consequences like Invoke, Sky Striker, Witchcrafter, and the likes. Yeah, Witchcrafter with this skill. Weird, I know. Anyway, I just feel like getting straight to the replays. And, man, by the way, don't worry about the whole Gaia thing. I have something different planned for Rush this month, but I might be waiting for the ban list to actually go into effect. So, while I'm showing the 3 bonus replays, trust me, I had way more I wanted to show. I want you guys to take some time to guess how many attempts it took to reach King of Games. But before that, Red Dragon Arch Speed also also got a new skill. Yeah, Yusei was not the only one. Jack got something too. So, the basic combo structure needs either Junk Synchron or Jet Synchron. Basically, any Synchron usually just works. But we also have Synchro Overtake, which means there's another line we can also do.
I activate a continuous spell. Each card has. I activate my monk. Here's my tuner monster from my hand.
So, let's go ahead and Overtake.
Activate a spell card. I need your
Bring out the Fleur Synchron.
Ride the wind and rain with your sacred wind.
Wheel being treated as a non-tuner and Jet make your Stardust Charge Warrior.
Jet Stardust.
I chain it this way in this matchup specifically because they might very well also have Skullmeister, and that will screw over your Jet Synchron Surge. So I intended to chain block with that one. As I would find out here, no, he didn't have it.
I need your help. The tuner monster Junk Synchron's effect. Sprint on in. I know what to do.
So I'm going for the Clear Wing here, mainly to conserve my Junk Warriors for later.
Here's my tuner monster. I know what to do.
Accel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Go ahead and bring back the Formula Synchron. And this is a really good end board, all things considered. With Synchro Chase, it could have been even better.
There's still hope for me. I knew you'd try that.
I activate my fiendish chain.
That's not gonna do anything, buddy.
Coalesce into a single star.
And yeah, this is just treated as a Synchro Summon, so we just go straight to Stardust Dragon. Only for it to not stay on the field for long.
Strike with a fist that crushes the strongest steel.
So we have an unaffected Stardust Warrior and a Crystal Wing still.
Watch this. Ice from my hand. I activate a continuous spell. Come on out. I activate my monster's effect.
You don't play Wandering King Wildwind anymore. I don't know why people still do. Because with the end boards I figured out with Red Dragon Archfiend, it's kind of absurd. Why would you play the Wildwind when you can have just so much more for so much less?
Red Rising Dragon. Watch this. The king of darkness unleashed.
Oh, and they also got Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss.
Check out Stardust
Except,
Warriors.
goodbye.
I activate my monsters. Come on out. I activate my monster's effect. My crimson dragon shines upon the fly. Red rising dragon.
I knew
Activate
you'd
your
try
effect.
that. I activate my monster's effect.
There's only one way to do it. From my hand, let's take.
And so Crimson Gaia forces my Crystal Wing face down. That's annoying.
I activate my check out
But Stardust Warrior gets to come back.
Appear.
I end my
It's go time.
So you notice that whole time I didn't use the level manipulation from Wheel Synchron just yet? That's gonna come into play here.
The tuner monster Junk Synchron's effect.
Also, Sepia level 1 on Junk Synchron looks
Special
beautiful.
summon a monster. Even the tiniest scrap has value. Appear, Junk Warrior. Junk Warrior gains. I activate my monster's effect. The tuner monster Junk. I activate.
So, rare time you'll ever actually see this.
Spirits merge to form the arrow that pierces the sky.
Junk Archer. Why face the problem head on when we can play around it?
Archer's effect. Battle. Stardust Warrior attack. This will end. Fire, Junk.
Junk Archer MVP there. Let's go.
So this, Jack.
Oh, this toolbox is glorious. And now for what happens when people can't read, despite the fact that they probably could have broken the entire board in an instant. So here's the basic combo line.
Yugi.
This is my
Duel. my witness the bomb. From my hand, I activate a continuous. Witness the bomb. I activate my monsters. Here's my tuner monster jets. Ride the wind and rain with your sacred wings. Stardust.
So, Stardust charge, chain 1, chain 2.
Synchron's effect.
Grab the converter, get our draw. Converter
I
pitch,
activate my monsters effect.
grab junk.
The tuner monster junk Synchron.
Now, I opt to hold the
I special summon a
overtake here, tempting as that was, because I did not feel like dealing with freaking Blue Eyes having access to back row potentially. I'd rather have the Omni Negate here in case things go south.
I activate my monster.
So with Junk Warrior being level 2, we have Accel Synchro Stardust on the field, which brings back our formula. I think you see where this is going.
I end my turn.
All right, let's do this. I draw from my hand.
So he has double MST. So annoying.
I activate a quick play spell from my hand. I activate a still hope for me.
This gives me the prime opportunity I needed.
The hopes of the world coalesce into a take flight. I'll rev it up to blast through my limitations.
To go straight into an unaffected Quasar, and that's going to be really funny. You'll see what I mean. He grabs alternative, as you'd expect. He grabs the Blue Eyes White Dragon. He doesn't grab the Chronicle one. You fail.
Come forth! I special summon my monster's effect activates. I know just what I need.
Nope.
I
Alternative
summon a
won't work
monster
there,
in
buddy.
attack position. Let's see how you measure up. From my
You
hand,
seriously didn't learn the first time, did
quick
you?
play spell. From my hand,
I'm shooting Quasar Dragons. Effect.
Yeah, let's not.
I lost.
This is what happens when you don't read card effects. Just saying. And last for the bonus replays. If you can't tell, we got sharks.
Witness the bond with. Ow! Let's rep.
Challenging me.
Duel.
So, same combo structure. We're going to speed this along. Chain 1, chain 2.
From my hand.
We get the overtake there, which is actually going to help us here. I'm only going this way because I knew I had the Veiler ready.
I set a card. I'll set a card.
So Eclipse,
Here
Lance,
we go.
we got a Veiler ready,
My turn.
and the unaffected Quasar.
From my hand. From my hand.
So, that was annoying.
I activate my quick play spell. My
Doesn't
blood
go for the Accel Synchro Stardust. I think he was thinking of the formula. Which, I mean, fair, but
I special summon right hand.
anyway,
my graveyard.
Accel Synchro Stardust, we don't care.
Hopes of the world coalesce into a
People just don't think they're ready for it, and they're not ready for it. They didn't think that through.
to blast through my limitations. The evolution.
So he could have played that so much differently. It's not even funny.
When right hand shark, let's go. When it's revived from my discard effect Veiler from my hand.
Veiler says no.
activates effect. It negates your monster's effects until the end of the turn.
Go ahead, get your full armor Utopic Ray Lancer. I don't care.
Here goes. I build the overlay network. Swim on out. Come on out. I build the overlay network. I exceed. I activate my spell card. Shooting.
Not gonna let that happen, buddy. Nice try. Not like it matters. You can't run me over anyway.
I activate my
The negate attempts to happen, but Accel Synchro Stardust.
I won't let
There we
my
go.
turn. I draw. I set a battle. Attack, shooting, Quasar Dragon. This is the strength.
Yeah, you could have played that a bit differently there, buddy.
Now the power.
Not my fault. You're the one who paid for it, not me. So, on to the climb proper. So, you want to guess just how many attempts this actually took? Because I gave you all time. One. I am not kidding. We came back with a vengeance.
Let's rev it.
Monsieur Duel. This is where you...
And we're starting with Element Saber invoked to Fleur.
Here I go. I fill my monsters together. I activate my monsters.
Which, can I just say, Element Saber invoked is one of the only invoked strategies that's actually creative, if not the only one.
I Synchron summon a monster. I activate
Clear
my
Wing,
monster. Here I go.
Crystal Wing, you know the
I
drill.
Synchron up from my hand. I activate my monster. That ends my
Thing is, people don't think that through.
From my hand, I activate a duelist.
And so I just send back the Eclipse in case I, needed it for something. I could have gone Mistworm here, but I figured Quasar was a little more important in case of a Kiteroid. So you're going to see the same combo line as usual. I screwed that up a little bit here, but what can you do?
I activate my monster.
And so I just go straight for it from here and just hold the Accel Synchro Stardust for later.
The stars you the evolution.
Because the unaffected Quasar won't matter at that point, now will it?
I'll set a card. I'm not attack shooting Quasar Dragon.
Let's not.
Pick the strength of our
And he just didn't have anything. Let's go.
this.
So, next up, this absolute tear continues with Dragon Maid.
Each card. With my win.
Another one of the best design skills in the game. I love this matchup. And so, same basic combo line. Yeah, this combo is so consistent. Any Synchron leads to this, basically. I'm not even kidding. So I have to pitch Junk there because I need to keep Baylor in hand. And so you know how the rest of this goes.
I activate my monster's effect. I'll set a card. I end my turn.
Here we go. It's might I draw.
From my hand. You're not the
So,
only
Dark Hole. Normally a card I genuinely despise seeing.
monster's effect.
Accel Synchro Stardust.
The hopes of the world coalesce into a take flight. I'll rev it up to blast through my limitations. The evolution of light. Shooting Quasar Dragon.
Yeah, let's not, buddy. Nice try. Screw you.
I set a card.
Downtime, we don't care.
This time.
I summon a monster in attack.
So he goes straight for Chamber. That's chokeable here.
Discard effect Baylor from my hand to activate its effect. Shooting Quasar Dragon's
My
effect.
hand. I
Tries the
activate a
droplet.
quick play spell.
Really should have pitched the Chamber there to guarantee that resolved. I don't know why he didn't. You might want to read.
Activate my monster's effect. It's go
My
time.
turn.
I draw the tuner monster.
And so, we can just climb back. That's where the second Junk Warrior comes in. And get out our Crystal Wing. We have follow-up plays here. It's beautiful.
Growing up a
We have follow-ups. Pretty consistently, too. You love to see it.
duelist.
Don't underestimate.
I'll prove that.
If you're ready.
Duel.
Duel.
It's go time.
So I take a huge risk here that I probably shouldn't have because I figured potential effect failure.
Stardust charge warrior jet synchron.
Wouldn't you know it, I was right, but he didn't know about Wheel being treated as a non-tuner.
I activate my monsters effect. The tuner
So I do
monster
this,
jump
go to force the
synchron's
veil,
effect.
right?
Now, I activate my monster's effect.
We're
I
okay,
activate my monsters effect.
because we still have Crystal Wing.
I synchro summon a monster. I set
Not the best thing we could have done there, but
Here I go.
good enough.
If I do, I set a card.
Unfortunate that you drew the one downtime there, buddy.
Okay. I'll summon.
So we're just gonna Crystal Wing to get that.
One full of surprises.
I will use my set.
I activate my
And then
monster
choke the
WOP.
downtime.
Trap.
Cosmic for the win. Scoop's right there,
I thought I'd do better than this.
The power.
without even considering what my next draw would have been. I low-key could have bricked. Now granted, if I had seen Overtaker one of my junks, or my only remaining junk at that point, I think. It was a 1 in 3 chance, but if I saw it, GG. And so, Avaricious Avians Tri-Brigade. Yeah, Tri-Brigade got a brand new skill. You're not going to see it here.
Each card has
Not because it's
power
bad, it's
waiting
really
to
good.
be unleashed.
But here, the dude was trying to make Herald of the Arclight. Because he was playing the level 2 Fable
And
tuner.
no one.
I'm Duel. Feeling nervous? My
Didn't get it. I'm not going to have y'all sit through boring Tri-Brigade, let's be honest here. Pitches DD Crow for some reason. I will never understand why, and that's going to cost them. And no, I don't think that's Nagisa Misumi. If you can get that reference, congratulations. You know what franchise I've been investing in lately.
My monster's effect activates.
So, Bloom for a full field negate, and Revolt. That's annoying.
Set a card.
I realistically should have lost here.
It's my turn. I draw each card
I opt to return Eclipse.
from my
Why?
hand. I activate a continuous spell.
Because I figured, okay, it's going to be useless trying to board break. But then I realized, wait a minute, Revolt and Bloom. So I really shouldn't be doing
I
that.
activate my
A little late for that, but we're going to roll with it.
The tuner monster junk
See, this is where I try to go into Mistworm.
Speed on in, Sonic Chick.
Now's my
Revolt
Come
happens.
on out.
Now,
Come on out.
I get the logic here. Okay, 2 tuners go for the non-tuner, right? People always forget. Wheel can be treated as a non-tuner.
Now's my
And because they made that mistake, I could safely go into Junk Destroyer and force the Sun Avalon Bloom.
Together. Synchro summon. Junk Destroyer's effect activates.
now.
Title sweep.
I activate my baseball card.
I activate my monster.
And so we convert her pitch,
The tuner monster junk.
and I can still play.
runs effect.
So,
Okay.
thanks for the opening.
I special summon a monster. Even
'Cause
the
now I get to do
sweat
this.
has value. And this monster will
And
prove
well,
it. Synchro
I should have
summon.
let the Stardust Dragon animation play out because it doesn't come up in the final climb, even though it actually would have. But I'll make up for it here. Junk Warrior, for the first time in forever,
Junk Warrior.
let's rev it up! Oh man, I've been waiting to say that for
Junk
a
Warrior gains
long
insight
time.
by
I've
level
been
2
waiting for
or
this
lower
opportunity.
I activate my monster's
So,
effect.
grab back formula.
The synchro.
Wheel level manipulation.
Activate my monster's effect. I'll rev it up to blast through my limitations. The stars unite to brighten the future. Form the road of light. Limit over Accel Synchro. The evolution of light. Shooting Quasar Dragon.
There you go.
I'm not
Double
scared of
attack for the
mechanics.
win.
Quasar Dragon. growing up.
So you may be noticing I avoided all the gatekeep decks of the format. Your Predaplants, your Lyrilusks, your freaking Dinos now. Your Salamangreat to an extent, although we can kind of fight that, kinda. I mentioned all but one, that's because unfortunately I didn't escape this one. Hi, Dragonic Neos. This game was weird.
I'll give it
A duelist.
I know. Duel. Here I go. I'll give it my. I'll throw. I end my
It's
turn.
go time. I draw from my hand. A duelist. From my hand, I activate a continuous spell. A duelist. I activate my monsters. The tuner monster junk.
So I can see this guy has Valor in hand, right?
I synchro summon him up. The tuner monster junk synchron's effect. Sprint on in speed. Even the tiniest scrap has value. And this monster appear junk warrior.
He lets that go through. I don't know why. I think he forgot about Junk Destroyer, because that's about to come up.
Ironclad Junk Destroyer's effect activates.
Now,
Title sweep.
I activate my.
We have a targeting protection negate. So Clearwing actually was able to save me here.
Go. My monster
Except
directly.
Tightroid.
Slow down.
Fist of
I
ferocity.
activate.
My Venom Torque Tightroid is
Here I
undying.
go.
What do you
I
expect?
draw. I'll throw down a fake.
So 2 back
My
rows.
turn.
It's
That's
go
all he
time.
has. He bricked.
My
Thankfully.
I draw. I activate my monster.
Converter off the top. Young Synchron.
The tuner monster junk synchron's effect. I'm counting on.
And he times me out.
These are super
Because
sweet, you say?
I checked his list. He had nothing that could have stopped me.
With a smile.
So, first attempt, Stardust Accel Synchron in King of Games. Feels so good to be back. Oh, you have no idea. So, this skill is everything I never knew I wanted. I was hoping for a Junk Speeder skill. I'm still irked we did not get Junk Speeder. That's the one thing we're missing to be able to contest the likes of Predaplant, to contest the likes of Lyrilusk, to contest the likes of, well, Lyrilusk is going to be a pain regardless, because we need Eclipse to out Lyrilusk to begin with. To contest the likes of Dragonic Contact with Dragonic Neos consistently. To contest the Gatekeepers in general. We need that consistency, and we just don't have that, which is really annoying. Granted, Dino needs to get hit anyway, because that skill is toxic. But, nonetheless, Misk in the same game as UCT. Ultimate Counter Time right now was a mistake. But, back to this. The skill is perfect. This is everything we needed. Consistency improvements. Ways to get through disruptions. Ways to board break going second if need be. And just all around, just ways to search our stuff, ways to get our combo started. This consistency is perfect. Absolutely perfect. This skill is incredible. Like, it's such a simple skill, but what it does is so good. And the cards themselves are no slouch either. They still have to play their part, and they do a great job at it. Wheel Synchron really comes in clutch here. You have no idea. People always forget that it can be treated as a non-tuner. People always forget about the extra normal summon, and it screws them over more often than not when they don't realize that. You'd be surprised how many people don't know how to deal with that. The only thing we are missing is Junk Speeder. This isn't even the extra deck I'd be running. Like, I'm going to show an image on screen right now, because I can actually do that with a video editor, of what the actual deck would look like with the proper extra deck. Notice that the Speeder is missing. So, that's kind of a big deal, but for now, what we've got, this is incredible. Like, Is this tiered? No, not even close, because like the current format as it is very gate-kept by the same decks. Your Salamangreat, your Dragonic Neos, your Predaplant, your Lyrillus to some extent, your Gemini Gearfried, although I'm not sure how that matchup goes. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty good matchup for us here. Your Dino now, like, all this stuff is, like, gatekeeping other decks from seeing play that are really strong, like Speedroid, for example, as well. Red Dragon Archfiend is also doing really good. I'm not sure how well that'll actually perform competitively, but definitely better than this. But Synchron is no slouch. Stardust Accel Synchron is no slouch. And Accel Synchron Stardust Dragon, even to an extent, breathes life into older skills. Although there's not much you can do to save Shooting Star Road Technique expansion. That skill, again, was a failure. This, on the other hand, is... wow. Like, this is the best skill Synchron has ever had. I love it. I genuinely love it. Like, this is perfect 10 out of 10 skill. I can't recommend this skill enough. Give this a shot. You guys will not regret it. The versatility, the combo extensions, the board breaking potential going second, the power to just get through disruptions, like, even on your first turn, you have ways to get through. Even more so once we get Junk Speeder. Preferably not Limit 1, please. This is amazing. I could not ask for much more. I'm genuinely happy with this skill. I'm so glad that Synchron finally got the treatment it deserved for so long. Like, I could spend the rest of the, like, next, like, 4 to 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes, gushing about how good this skill is. It's just absolute perfection. I can't say any more than that, otherwise I'd be repeating myself. What more is there to say? Like, I love this skill. I legitimately, I'm probably going to take this into the KC Cup full time. But that's all I have to say for this video, I guess. We're back. It feels incredible to be back. I'm so happy to be back on this. Like, I know so many people were waiting for me to be back to this, and I hope you guys aren't disappointed, because I love this skill, and I hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I do. But with that said, that's all I can say. So until the next video, whatever it might be, later, guys!